Hi everybody and welcome back to Save with Jarod. I'm Jarod and today we're going to be doing something slightly different, and that's what you need to teach your kids about finance. So let's get into it. So today I'm not going to be doing the usual point forms and numbered tips. Today we're just going to be having a discussion on what concepts that we can use to financially educate your children. I think first we need to discuss a concept that I've been really interested in about for the last few years, and that is the concept of generational knowledge. Now, generational knowledge is a lot like generational wealth. It's simply information or money that has been passed down from generation to generation. To give you an example of generational knowledge, let's say your grandfather was a carpenter. Now, through 50 years of him being in that field, he acquired a lot of skills and information through trial and error on the easiest ways in which to do carpentry. And during that time, he may have even found out a few different methods by himself. Now, your father had the skill passed down to him, but this time, because of the legwork that your grandfather had put in, he needed only 15 years to master that skill. Technologies would have improved a lot over that time, which would have made access to information a lot easier as well, which made learning that skill set a lot faster and a lot easier. He managed to absorb that information because he didn't have to experience it for himself. He could learn by your grandfather's trial and error and also his mistakes. Now, your father teaches you, and this time it only takes 5 years for you to absorb all of that information. And he's taught you all of his accumulated skills, along with some of the improvements he's made along the way. You've managed to consume 65 years of experience in only 5 years. And now you have more access to information than your father and your grandfather did. This is an exponential line of improvement because you are consistently starting off at a better starting point than both your father and your grandfather. Now, that's generational knowledge. Now, apply that on what to teach your kids about finance. Imagine doing the same with budgeting, how to open a check account, how to manage a credit card, and how to invest. This will give your child the upper hand if you start them off early. A lot of children start their careers off with almost no knowledge of financial matters. Everything has been provided for till they finish school or varsity. Their education has been paid for, their expenses have been paid for, their food, their shelter, their clothing. All of it has been handled by the parent. Now that they're qualified, they're left to their own devices trying to navigate their financial future. I speak for myself, but when I was at school, there were no lessons on how to budget, how to save my money, how much should I spend on a car, should I invest in property, and if so, at what age? Unfortunately, the system has been much of a, they're smart enough, they'll figure it out. What people don't seem to realize is that personal financial planning is a skill that has to be learned. These things are so necessary towards building a life of financial freedom. Now, all of that being said, what should we teach our kids about money? The simple answer is everything you know. We have a tendency to think that children don't understand money or they're too young to understand about money. I've had conversations personally with 13-year-olds about interest rates, time value of money, inflation, and investing, and they've grasped all the concepts perfectly and understood them. Children, I'm sure you know, are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. I've chatted to colleagues and clients whose 12-year-olds have their own checking accounts and have their own cards and manage their allowances themselves. I also know varsity students whose parents pay them a salary each month, and from there they have to pay for everything themselves. Their rent, their food, their tuition, their entertainment expenses, all from that one amount. It may sound extreme, and some might say that, but it's not their money anyway. The point is, they're learning that a salary or an income is a finite amount and not an ever-flowing stream of income. They learn how to budget and be responsible with their money. They learn on what you need to pay off first. It's developing responsible habits and ingraining that behavior in them. It's not depriving them of anything in any way. Providing for your children and giving them the best possible life is something that everybody wants to achieve. However, that is achieved on a budget. Not being able to afford something is not depriving your children of anything. It is teaching them that not everything can be afforded with a limited income. It will teach them to be able to save towards a goal. It will teach them patience and discipline in a long-term plan, which are the cornerstones of leading a financially successful future. So, what should you teach them first? Well, start off by teaching them a basic budget. Go and open up a Capitec 5 Rand account or a Standard Bank account. They have a similar option. Deposit their allowance in there. Now, when you go to the store or anywhere else, if they want something, ask them to swipe their account and make them aware of their balance. This will also start teaching them decision-making processes. Do they want the chocolate now, or do they want a new bike or video game in 6 months from now? And you can start this as soon as a child knows basic math. Teach them that as soon as they get their allowance, they have to put away 10% into savings. Or even simpler, tell them for every 10 Rand they get, they need to put away 1 Rand into a separate savings account. Imagine when your child starts doing this with 30 to 40,000 Rand. They will be in a position to afford anything they want and also understand how to get anything they want as well. Money is not everything. However, it can give you a massive leverage in your life. So don't be afraid to teach your kids everything you know about finance. How to budget, how to save, how a home loan works, how a credit card works, what a credit card is. Discuss financial matters with them so that they understand the implications, and if they ever find themselves in a similar situation, they will be prepared for it. The more they know, the more they will be prepared for the world when they start earning. So with these things in mind, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope this has added some value to your life. Share this with as many people as you like if you feel that it can help them. And if it has helped you personally, consider subscribing to see more videos like this. If you like this video, say hi in the comment section below and tell me what you thought. See you guys next time. Keep saving and keep informing your kids.